On November 22nd, Nokia is going to release the biggest Windows Phone ever, the Lumia 1520. It is a 6-inch phablet powered by Windows Phone 8. This is our review. Hey everybody, this is the Nokia Lumia 1520 coming out on AT&T. It'll go worldwide a few weeks later. This is Nokia's 6-inch Windows Phone, a 1080p screen, and you can see it is gorgeous. Now this is an LCD display, so it's not your typical AMOLED. That's actually a good thing though, because the screen has a nice color vibrance to it. It's not too contrasty, and it just looks fantastic. You can see it from a distance, and overall, it's a big phone, but it is thin. So when you hold it in your hand, it doesn't feel that bad. Now this is a matte white color, as you can see here. There's also a glossy red and a matte black. And the white looks really, really fantastic. You can see right here the 3 charging dots. That's for the case that you can use. AT&T version does not come with wireless charging built in. That's an AT&T thing because they support PMA. The international version though will have that. Because of that though, the device is not really any thinner or lighter, so don't expect really any benefit to that for AT&T. Over here you got the speaker. I have to say that is one loudspeaker. Because of probably the extra size in the device, they were able to tuck in a nice audio quality there, and it just works absolutely fantastic. On the bottom here, micro USB. No complaints there. You can see overall though, the device, because it's so massive, it's very, very clean. We turn over here to the left side, and this is where the the nano SIM and micro SD go. And you can see they're both over here, and you got your little micro SIM tools, and that will open that. Onto the top here, your 3.5mm headset jack, of course. Turn over to the side here, we got our buttons. There are your volume controls, power, and camera. Now you may think those are hard to see, and you're kind of right. Nokia changed it up a little bit here, and they're a white, seems like ceramic, so it is the same material, but it's not as, it's actually kind of hard to find. I'm not a huge fan of these buttons. I sort of liked on the 1020 better, and they're a little bit low profile. That's probably good due to the size, but overall they can be a little bit difficult to find when you're just blindly searching for them. Head over to the back here. Look at that. That is a 20 megapixel Lumia camera. It's a pure view, of course, and you got your dual LED flash. The camera is absolutely fantastic. If you're thinking this falls between a 41 megapixel and say the Lumia 920 or 925, you'd be absolutely correct. Our images look fantastic. Not as good as a 41 megapixel. You don't get that strong ability to crop, but you can definitely tell once again they've improved their photo skills with this hardware. This also has an improved optical image stabilization in there, so you should get better video. That is pretty much the device itself as far as hardware. Go to the front here, and of course you have your little front-facing camera. That's it for AT&T branding. Pretty nice, just a little globe. Got your logo there, and of course speakers. Now this does have 4 microphones hidden throughout it. Those are the HAAC, high amplitude audio capture microphones. So it's really good for if you go to a concert, of course. And now let's take a look at the device itself. On the screen here, you can see you get your typical AT&T software that comes on board, all uninstallable, of course, if you do not want it. Office, you got Nokia ProCam. We'll go over here into the settings itself. You can see, once again, Microsoft is now putting all their Bing software on board here, Bing Finance, News, Sports, and Weather. So that's all really great stuff. It comes with Hulu Plus on board. And that's basically it about for your software. Of course, you can download all the other stuff. Nokia Beamer, Storyteller Beta is in here. Nokia Refocus and Clammy. Some of these software availabilities will depend on the device you're getting from your carrier. Vimeo comes on board, as well as Viclone. We've seen it before. And interestingly, the Weather Channel is still on board, even though Bing Weather is there as well. So overall, a great looking device. If you're wondering about memory here, now I have installed a few things, but we can go down and we can see, you can find phone storage. And I only have 8.6 gigs of storage left. Let that refresh there. The device itself comes with, of course, 16 gigs of storage. Now AT&T will release a version of later on that's going to have 32. Out of 16 gigs though, you're only going to get probably about 11.5 gigs of actual available storage out of the box. I've already installed a few things, but of course it does take a micro SD card, so you can put all your music on there, as well as videos and notes and all those other kind of things. So that helps alleviate the storage. But if you're looking for the 32 gig version, I would wait a couple weeks. And hopefully we'll have more on that. So you folks may be wondering, how does this work with the processor? This is running a 2.2 gigahertz quad-core Snapdragon 800. That's a lot of specs I'm throwing at you. And for Windows Phone, you'd almost think it doesn't need it. And you'd be right, it doesn't. But does it benefit from it? Absolutely. When you launch apps, you can see basically how quickly they pop up here on the screen. It's kind of hard to see, but you'll notice it when you're using the device. It does feel zippier. Things just launch more quickly. Video looks really good. So we launched Hulu Plus here on the Lumia 1520. You can see it looks absolutely astounding on this 1080p 6-inch display. It's fantastic. That processor helps a lot here with the quad core. Everything just looks very smooth and there are just no issues with it. It's a fantastic device for multimedia, but don't forget, Nokia is positioning this as a work device. So if you do a lot of stuff on Office, this is going to be your phone. When it comes to video games, the Lumia 1520 is no slouch. That quad-core processor really helps. And of course, games look fantastic on that 1080p display. Games are real easy to play. Everything just feels better. You have more room, especially for those little controls. And now, although games aren't necessarily optimized for 1080p yet, they still look really good, even scaled up. You get that very powerful speaker also to assist you in the game to hear things better. And overall, it's a fantastic experience. When it comes to the Lumia 1520's 20 megapixel camera, it is absolutely fantastic. That quad-core processor helps both in launching Nokia camera, which used to be known as Nokia ProCam, as well as snapping those photos. You can see just how quickly things render and process. It's definitely faster than the Lumia 1020 and probably even faster than the Lumia 920. So things are definitely zippy on here and the camera looks fantastic. White balance is really good on here. Focus is good and we just had no issues with it. So how does the Nokia Lumia 1520 work in your car? It works really well, actually. You can see it right here placed on the Nokia wireless charger. Now, if you're on AT&T, it will fit, but if you add that wireless cover back on there to actually add the wireless charging, it may be a tight fit. But overall, as a GPS navigation tool, this is probably the best thing you can do. It's almost like having a full computer at your fingertips. It's easier to read, easier to see, easier to touch and navigate if you have to. Overall, a fantastic experience. It works well with Bluetooth, and we've had no issues with it. So how is the Lumia 1520? You may think it's really big, and it is, but overall, it's very usable. And once you see that display in person, it is hard to put down. It's a great device, great audio, camera is fantastic, one of the best in class, and it's just a fun device to use. Sure, you'll draw a lot of attention in public, but some of us actually don't mind that. If you want more information, head to Windows Phone Central. Take care, everybody.